What is going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from Marvel, DC, and even IDW as well. So today, I want to cover a Wonder Woman story as a way to honor the big day for Wonder Woman, which is her second movie finally coming out for the world to see. I thought it'd be a good idea to cover the one story a lot of people like, which is Hiketeia. And this is written by Greg Rucka, who to me is a great writer and honestly does an amazing job with this story in particular. But this is the story where Wonder Woman actually fights against Batman. And so if you like today's comic book video, please leave me a like down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. But I do hope you enjoy today's video. So this story starts off with Wonder Woman in her home thinking about where she came from, which of course is the mascara. But while she is thinking about her home, she sees the Immarinus creatures outside her house. Now I do know I just butchered that name. Please forgive me. Now we will learn more about these creatures down the road who are sisters, but Wonder Woman says that they should not be around anymore because the Hikatea is done, that she was released by both people, meaning that these creatures should not be around anymore, but they still are as a way of mocking Wonder Woman. Now, the story jumps back to ancient times in Greek. While we watch two men going on with their everyday activity, you have Wonder Woman narrating and telling us what the Hiketeia is, saying how it is some form of ritual, where if someone says this certain phrase to you, then you have to protect and take care of that person who said the phrase to you. And so while she is explaining it, we see a man that has the appearance of being poor, but he goes to a man who is in the higher class, and the poor man says the speech of the Hikatea to begin, and the rich guy agrees to it. And so the richer guy agrees to take care of the man who is poor. But then we see the rich guy had enough and ends up killing off the man who is poor. And so you have her explain more about the Hiketeia, because you have her say that the ritual ends when the person who says the phrase ends it. But the question is, what happens if the person who has to obey the rules decides to end the ritual early? Because we saw the richer man kill off the older man. And you have her say in the comic as well that the Immarinus, the creatures we saw earlier, killed the richer man for ending the ritual immaturely. And that is what happens when you decide to break the rules. But then the story shifts over to Gotham, but about 3 weeks from the present day, which was the beginning of our video, where we pick up with this random lady who is fighting against some random man in the middle of an apartment. And they are fighting to kill, and it's clearly shown in this book as they are fighting over a knife, where it leads to her winning the fight and her calling up someone on the phone to tell them that she was able to complete what she came here to do. Now, while she is leaving and about to drive off on her motorcycle, she is confronted by Batman, where he tells us that apparently she has been on a killing spree in Gotham, and he is here to stop her. Now, this is a regular person, and so Batman should have been able to take her down very quickly, except for the sake of the story, you have Batman actually struggle to take her down, and she's actually able to escape from Batman in the alleyway, where he does follow her and grabs her off the bike while they are now in the middle of the air on this bridge, except she struggles to get away from Batman and she falls into the river, and Batman does not even try to make sure she's okay or even go after her, and so she gets away. This is where the story shifts over to Wonder Woman the next day after the young girl escaped Batman, where the book reminds us at this time Wonder Woman is the ambassador for Themyscira, and so we see her going to her home, which is the embassy for Themyscira, where there are a bunch of people outside who want to get her autograph and a bunch of other stuff. Except while that is happening, we see the young girl who escaped Batman in the crowd as well. And so this is where we pick up later that day, where now it is nighttime. And you have the young girl appear at the front door of Wonder Woman. And she tells us that her name is Daniela Wellies. And she begins to do the Hiketeia speech, where whoever the speech is being said to has to obey the person who said it. Where now it is Wonder Woman who has to obey Daniela because Daniela was the one who said it to Wonder Woman. But after it is said and you have her agree to it, you can see Diana see the Emeritus outside her house, letting her know that the ritual is real and now it has begun. Now, we see Wonder Woman actually following the rules of the ritual, where the ritual is not just to protect the person you have to obey, you actually have to take care of the person. And so you have Wonder Woman actually give Daniela food, but also give her a room, which is honestly a pretty nice room as well. But this is Wonder Woman following the ritual rules. Now, when Daniela goes to bed, you have Wonder Woman go outside because she sees the Emeritus outside her home again. And so she actually tries to confront them and make it seem like she is able to take them on herself. But they remind her who they are, that they are the Emeritus, and they are not on her level. They are older beings and they are more powerful. And they tell her that they are here to basically remind her that she needs to follow the rules. With her accepting the ritual, they will be around more to make sure that she does follow the rules. And also, if she does not follow the rules, they will kill her. Now, the next day, we see Wonder Woman wake up Daniela to get her ready for the day because we learn that there is another part of the ritual, that the person who says the speech to begin the ritual has to assist the person that the ritual was said to. And so even though Wonder Woman has to protect and take care of Daniela, Daniela has to assist Wonder Woman in any task that she may need assistance in. And so we see them just go around doing ambassador stuff, and Daniela is being Wonder Woman's assistant. Now, this is where we see Batman arrive at the home of Wonder Woman. And something I forgot to mention, the Emeritus, I keep butchering their name, said that he will come soon. And they were talking about Batman. Remember, in an earlier part of the video, we saw that he was chasing after Daniela because she has been on a killing spree. Now, he does not tell Wonder Woman what she has done, and neither has Daniela at this point. But you have Wonder Woman tell Batman that Daniela is under her protection, and it leads to Batman asking Wonder Woman if she knows what Daniela has done. That is when Batman begins to tell Wonder Woman that Daniela is a killer, and this man is trying to make Daniela tell Wonder Woman that what she did. He wants her to tell Wonder Woman that about all the people that she has killed, hoping that this will make her realize that she needs to help Batman and Daniela needs to go to jail. Except you still have her tell Batman no, that because Daniela did the ritual, that she's under her protection. And so she actually asked Batman to leave politely, and this leads into something pretty cool to see. When we see Batman actually try to fight Wonder Woman, when we know that this is a stupid idea because Wonder Woman is no one to mess with, and we see Batman kind of overconfident about it, and you have Wonder Woman show Batman up by using a couple moves and send him flying down to the ground, telling him that he can come by later on and discuss the whole situation in a better way. Now, at first, Daniela wants to tell Wonder Woman why she did what she did, but you have Wonder Woman tell Daniela it does not matter. Right now, she does not want to deal with this conversation, but you have Daniela go into the room that holds all of Wonder Woman's armor and stuff, but she grabs the lasso of truth. Now, for the sake of the YouTube rules, because I don't want to deal with them and other forms of issues, I am going to skip over a couple pages that actually show what happened to Daniela's little sister. But you have Daniela explain why she went around and killed all of those people, because those men told her little sister to come here for a better life. And they tricked her and then threw her into prostitution. Also forced her to take drugs and drinks as well. And once it got to the point she overdosed and died, the GCPD basically did not care, because to the police, it was another dead prostitute who died off drugs. And so Daniela went after the man who basically kidnapped her little sister and killed them all off. This is where the story begins to wrap up, because you have Wonder Woman tell Daniela to go to bed. They will discuss more of this in the morning. But you have Wonder Woman think about everything Daniela told her. Wonder would she do the same thing Daniela did for her sister. And she thinks about Cassie Sandmark and Donna Troy, two people who are Wonder Girl and past DC Comics. And she looked at them as sisters as well. Except in the middle of the night, she's awoken by the Emerenus creatures again, but they're in her room to tell her basically Daniela is gone. At first, Wonder Woman thinks that it has to do with the Emerenus doing something to Daniela, but you have them tell Wonder Woman that they play no part in her leaving, but she is gone, and if the ritual is not ended properly, then Wonder Woman could die, because she has to be released by Daniela, the person who said the ritual, meaning that if something happens to Daniela before she released Wonder Woman, then Wonder Woman could die. Now, of course, Batman finds Daniela, and this begins the process all over again, where Batman is trying to capture Daniela to take her to jail for all the killing she has done. Now, to Daniela, what she did was justice, but to Batman, he plays the law by the book. It was not her choice to make that decision, and so you have him trying to capture her to show her that. Now, of course, Wonder Woman comes in to stop Batman once again, where Batman thinks he is able to take on Wonder Woman on his own, where it's kind of funny to see, because it is only a panel on one page where it seems like Batman actually had a chance to stand up against Wonder Woman, where it ends up with her actually beating back down on Batman and actually putting her shoe on his head to tell him that he has lost this battle. Now, this is where you have Batman try to pull a game on Wonder Woman, where he actually begins to do the speech to begin the ritual on Wonder Woman, like Daniela did to her. The only thing is, and honestly, I may forgot to mention this, is that even if someone says the ritual to someone, the person the ritual was said to can actually decline to partake in the ritual. And so you have Wonder Woman actually decline Batman's offer in the ritual. But while these two were actually fighting over Daniela, you have Daniela scream out for help, because now Daniela can see the Emerenus. I keep butchering their names, and they are surrounding her and freaking her out because how scary they look. And so you have her realize that the ritual is dark magic basically, and you have Daniela jump off the cliff because she wants to end the battle between Batman and Wonder Woman, but also to free Wonder Woman because she didn't realize that this ritual is so dark. And so when Wonder Woman tries to save Daniela, she does not reach her in time, and you have Daniela tell Wonder Woman that she is released. And so the story ends with Diana looking out her window like she did at the very beginning of our video to let us know that the story is now over. Daniela is dead and the ritual is now done, and Batman went back to Gotham, and that's the end of today's video. And so guys, please leave me a like down below and also subscribe to my channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read? Well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'm out of here, and I will see y'all the next comic book video. Later, guys.